to the future shining bright, helping students reach new heights. Wellness care with Rob, you so right. Business with my boo, we take the lead.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Ignite with Dr. Angela. Let's talk about it. On this podcast, we talk about people moving into their next phase after the age of 50. We talk about their love, their life, their careers, and reinventing themselves. We talk about how the next phase can be the best phase. Today, we're talking with Claire Petty. And we also have Dr. Val joining us today. So, Claire, welcome, and thank you for coming to talk with us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Okay, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what's going on in your next phase?
Well, I am a retired executive director of a nonprofit. I spend my life in social service and in service, serving others. And so I've been retired for about 4 years now. And what I've been doing is enjoying life and traveling. And I created, I guess, a network of older individuals who love to travel like myself and kind of coined them Savvy Seniors.
I like that name.
You see, she coming in all branded.
Okay,
Savvy
I love
Seniors.
it.
That's right. Go ahead.
So, that's kind of what I've done in my, I guess, called next chapter. I am 68. So this is truly the next chapter for me.
Claire, you look your body slick and fine at 68, okay?
Well, thank
68 never looked so good. I'm serious. I don't think I knew you were 68.
You didn't? Yeah.
Girl, you almost 70.
I'll be 69 in July.
That's a blessing.
That is
You look
beautiful.
great.
Thank
and works
you.
out every day, baby.
I love it.
You're not going to come to the gym. Claire's in that gym
I love it.
5:45
I love it.
every day.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So really what I wanted to say is that Savvy Seniors, you pretty much isn't really all about the trips. It's kind of rooted in purpose, connection, and impact, and the connection of the people that I bring together. And so travel is a portion of it, but I think what we build is community and family in our group of travelers. And so that really brings me, when we talk about joy, that brings me joy, just connecting individuals together who may not have ever had the opportunity to meet one another, but now they've met one another through travel. They form friendships, and they do activities outside of traveling with me because they formed those friendships and found that they have had other interests in common. So they do those things as well.
So, what would you say you love the most about your next phase?
I think I love the most that I set the tone, I set the pace, and I can travel and do what I like to do, what I really love to do. I've always traveled. My girls have traveled, been in planes since they were 1 year old. And so travel has always been something that I enjoy to do, vacationing with individuals in my family. So it has definitely brought joy and just excitement to me and the people that I work with.
Now, what's the age restriction for Savvy Seniors?
There you go.
I'm just curious. There may be somebody listening who wants to know how to
Okay.
get into Savvy Seniors.
In order to travel with us, you have to be 60.
Okay.
60 and older. Our oldest traveler is 88.
Wow.
Yes. And so 60, Val, is the age.
So listen, I help Claire sometimes, like with her events, and I've just fallen in love with her seniors. And so I have 4 votes. Because I don't meet the age restriction, but I got 4 votes. They're trying to vote me into Savvy Seniors before I
Nice.
get that age. Yeah.
Ooh.
But Claire's against it. She tripping.
You're not
Claire
gonna
won't
let her
me
go,
in.
Claire.
But listen, Claire's mama is my number 1 cheerleader. She wants me in the group. I do want to say something on a serious note about Savvy Seniors. When I first met Claire, Dr. Angela, she was talking about and sending me pictures of all these like trips that she was going on. She was like, yeah, traveling here, traveling there. I had no idea that it was her group that she formed. So then I started listening a little closer and reading the articles about her, like in the local newspaper and all
Wow.
that. I said, Claire, you don't have a travel group? You got a ministry. You know, she is really, and Claire, you are to be commended for this. The groups and the activities, you know, she takes them to the library and they do little activities there. And I'm sure you'll talk about the educational stuff, but she is keeping seniors mentally and physically sharp. You know, sometimes she hosts exercise classes, she's keeping them moving. So, yes, travel is what you do, but Claire is so much more.
And that sounds
It is
so
so much more than
important
that.
because it seems like you give them a connection.
It is. It's more than traveling. And, you know, I guess I just coined it as traveling because the other stuff that I do with them, and as I shared with you when we talked before, it is to keep their mind sharp, but it's also to keep them engaged and moving and stuff. I say a lot of times when people retire, and depending on the age you retire, maybe 65, and now, you know, we're working to 70. There was a time when people saw retirement age at 62. I retired at 65, so yeah, almost 4 years. And most people now have to retire at 70. So due to the fact of, you know, just what's happening in the world and whatnot. But I don't want people to sit at home, you know. And I think
like
that if
that.
you don't have hobbies, that you kind of sit at home and you mull around and you don't have any physical activity, you don't have that camaraderie with other people, and you just don't exist.
Almost lose purpose.
You lose purpose, you don't exist. And so that's really the drive behind it, to make sure that they keep moving, that they keep being engaged in things, as you shared, keeping their mind sharp, you know, because when we travel, I always try to incorporate things that involve history, our history, you know, and so that helps keep your mind sharp and, you know, and memory. Just trying to remember
Right.
those things. I think I shared with you about
Right.
visiting the Cotton Museum in Memphis when we go in June. And I had some lady say, well, why would I want to do that? You know, I don't want to remember that. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We want to remember what our grandparents, great-grandparents went through. We should never forget.
You have to learn history.
You
It's a
have
part
to
of
know
our
your
history.
history. And the part of that history that you know about is what your grandparents shared with you, which was the work, their anger, their frustration. What did we get from the cotton that they picked?
Right.
You know,
Right.
so those are the things that I don't think learn about
Right.
because we're so angry about what was done to us.
Right.
But let's move it a step further.
Okay.
And those savvy seniors have fun.
Oh,
They really do.
it sounds fun.
I didn't know what to expect, like the first event that I attended. So just imagine walking into a restaurant and, you know, you got 120 senior citizens just sitting around, laughing, talking. And Claire, I don't know whose idea this was, but at the last event, Jackie said, let's do a walkout. I'm like, what is she talking about? She was really trying to say, let's do a fashion show so they could show off their Christmas outfits? Those savvy seniors, I mean, they are sassy. They have high energy. They just have so much fun under your leadership, Claire. And you can't walk into a space with Claire and her savvy seniors without feeling that energy, for sure. So, yeah.
So
And
Claire,
it's about making memories, you know. And
Oh,
our memories are in motion because we're on a bus.
Right. Oh, I love it. Memories in motion. That's nice.
I like that.
That's a T-shirt, Claire. See? Go ahead.
I can see it now. So, what obstacles have you had in your next phase?
I think the obstacles, and we talked Monday, and then I said, you know, my answers could change because as I really thought about it, well, that is one of the biggest ones because we are older. Many of us are on medication, making sure that they pack that medication, but not only pack
Right.
it, we can pack it, but take it.
Make sure
You
they
know,
take it.
Take it. So that's probably been one of my obstacles in making sure that they take the medication because they do pack it, but some don't take it for whatever reason.
So, how do you, of course, respect your seniors' independence, but also that's a safety measure,
Right.
You know, making sure they take their medication. So, what do you do a med check? Like, how do you kind of trick them into being responsible? Like, what do you do to hold
Well,
them
I'm about
accountable?
to do a med check.
Yeah, that would be good. Right.
You know, one is you learn as you go. You know, we started out as this travel group, and like I said, we've become so much more. And so you don't know until you know.
That's right. That's right.
And, you know, we've had a couple medical emergencies on our trip, which prompted me to make sure that everybody who travels with me fills out a medical form. Our first couple trips, we did not have medical forms.
Right.
But if you became unconscious and couldn't share with us who we needed to call or what
Right.
medicine you're on or what you just had taken, maybe. So we created one of the ladies. We have a couple nurses in our
Okay.
group. And I laugh all the time and I say, I travel with the popo because 3 of my Savvy seniors are retired police officers
love
and
it.
nobody
Okay.
would ever know. And they always carrying.
That's nice. Hey, seniors are protected.
Yeah, they are protectors, but I think that has been the biggest obstacle for me is to make sure that I have medical release forms, that I know who I need to call if something did happen to one of my seniors and what medications they're taking, you know. So I think that's it. But we're working on that, but I like that med check.
Yeah, do a med check. 7 p.m. Right.
So, seeing that you are in your next phase, what kind of advice would you give to a man or woman who would be interested in entering theirs or is having a challenge with getting up the courage to start their next phase?
Well, depending on whatever their next phase is, I just tell you to go for it. What can you do? Fail, or it doesn't work out, and you try again.
Right.
And that's the best example I could talk about with Savvy Seniors. Savvy Seniors originally started out as an exercise program at the Monroe Street Neighborhood Center, where I was the executive director. I wanted women to move. I wanted them to, we had Tai Chi. I just wanted them to exercise. One day, and we was calling it sassy, I don't know what we were calling it, but I walked through the room where they were working out one day, and they were talking, and I said, "Ooh, ain't nothing sassy about y'all. Y'all savvy." And that's how we kind of coined the phrase of Savvy Senior. But it was just getting them in there doing something, and then it, blossomed into, traveling. And I shared that we had traveled on Sundays. That's how we started going to Cleveland, to Caramel, because I love theater, and small theater is where I wanted them to see. So we started going there maybe twice a year on a Sunday afternoon. And then somebody said, "Are we ever going to do an overnight trip?" And I thought, I don't know. But we did, and it worked out well. And then we just started doing more trips.
So let's talk about Cleveland. Cleveland is my hometown.
Yes, it is.
Dr. Angela, the first time I spent time with Miss Claire in Cleveland, she showed me spots in Cleveland that I didn't even know about. I don't know where she gets her energy from, but I'm old. I'm in bed most of the time by 9 or 10 o'clock. Claire was like, "What's the next spot?" I'm like, "The next spot? What?" So I'm going to tell Claire's secret. Claire took me to a speakeasy in Cleveland.
Ooh.
I ain't heard about speakeasy since social studies. I'm like, Claire, how
right.
you know about this spot? But it was just fun. It's different. And Claire, where do you get your energy? Because it was my bedtime, and you ready to go to the second
To
spot.
the second spot.
That's right. That's right.
You got to keep moving. The same thing I tell the ladies. We're going to keep moving till God says, sit down.
I love it.
We really are. And trust and believe we do sit down sometimes. But we try to keep it moving.
Yeah.
And, the energy is a blessing from God. It really is. I get up in the morning, I thank God for another day. Sometimes my knees want to work, sometimes they don't. But I just keep moving. And I've always said, and they'll tell you, we're going to keep doing this till the wheels fall off.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it. I love it.
So we got a couple of phrases out of this today.
Yes.
So you have any last remarks for us?
If it's something you want to do, do it. Don't be afraid. In our younger years, we took chances. So why are we afraid to take them when we get older? So just do it.
What do you have to lose?
What do you have
Try
to
it,
lose?
yeah.
And just try it.
Okay.
So, Claire, what do you love most? Like, if you had to name the one thing, what is the most exciting thing about your next phase?
I think the most exciting things is seeing people come together, form friendships, form bonds. You know, they may have never met one another had they not come and traveled. So it offers them the opportunity to also expand their network. You know, some of us are still working. Many of them are still working.
Okay.
So it's an opportunity to network too. And it's also an opportunity to sit, listen, and learn.
Okay.
Because some of our seniors have a lot of wisdom. You know, we're still learning.
Right.
We never stop learning.
Never stop.
And so I found it like on the trips when we're on the bus and we're just talking, the conversations and the things that we share with one another and what we can take back into our own personal lives, we're still learning. And we got a lot of wisdom in that group of women.
And Dr. Angela, I want you to know that they don't leave the city or they don't start their bus trip without prayer. Claire is big on that. And even when one of their seniors were kind of going through, she was like, let's engage in corporate prayer right now. So I think prayer is one of the things that is definitely kept you and your Savvy Senior group.
Right.
And if people, people who are listening to this podcast, if they are of the right age, since you want to be a hater on folks like me, if they are of the right age and they want to join your Savvy Senior group, how can they get in touch with you, Claire?
They can call me at 419-322-1480. And the reason I say they can call with your questions. We do have a Facebook group, but it's a private Facebook group. And I'll be honest, you don't get in that group unless you travel with us. Because
Okay.
that's the reason to be
And
in
you
the
get
group.
put out. Listen, you get put out the group if you say you're going to travel and don't. I said, Claire, you just putting people out the group.
Right.
What in the
She
world?
told me about somebody she was about to put
I said, how
out.
you just going to put people out the
Yep.
group, Claire?
If you don't travel with us, why are you in the group? Why are you in the Facebook group if you don't travel? But one of the things, real quick, I wanted to share, day trips came about because, and so, you have to listen. So when I was making my statement about putting people out, if you haven't traveled with us in the last year, because I do understand that every trip is not for everyone.
Right.
But if you have not traveled with us, I'm going to clean the room out. And I had some person...
Go ahead.
I had a person, text me personally and said, please don't put me out. She says, I have a daughter who's handicapped. She's 56. And I can go somewhere for the day, but it's hard to find somebody to stay with her for 3 or 4 days. And that made me go sit at the table and start researching what we could do in a day. So
I'm glad
that
somebody pulled on them heartstrings.
Right.
Putting people out. It's hard out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying?
so that they could go. And I had never thought about that. So see how we continue to learn
Right.
and share and grow.
Right.
And so that's how day trips really was formed. We were doing them on Sundays, but there's other things that I could find that we can do to engage in for a day. And so now this individual is probably on every day trip we go
That's
to.
amazing. That is
That's
amazing.
how it just evolved.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
One last thing, and I don't know how we forgot this because this is really important. So, Claire, we know that your claim to fame is Savvy Seniors and being an example for retirees and your energy and all that. But Claire's real claim to fame, there is a Blade article. Many years
Okay.
ago, there was a contest. And I think the contest was maybe hosted by the Art Museum. And Claire holds the title of curating the best peach cobbler in the city of Toledo.
Oh, wow.
So she got a bowl or a statue or something, but Claire can make that peach cobbler. So while we around here trying to lose weight and promote wellness,
Slick and fine, as you so put it.
to be slick and fine, she around here making pound cakes, peach cobbler. But I think that's so cool that peach cobbler is your claim to fame. And then you didn't didn't bring us no peach cobbler today.
I know.
Look,
I thought.
our engineer over there, he looked hungry. He wants some peach cobbler. You didn't even bring any. Come on now.
You know, I'm in the process of making it because I will be at the expo on Saturday. So if you need your Easter treats, feel free to stop by Epworth United Methodist Church for the expo sponsored by the Social Butterfly. Now, down there, I just gave you a plug.
That's right, because she always plugging somebody. So that makes it worse. So you have finished your peach cobbler, so you could have spared 4 or 5 with us today, and you didn't even bring it.
I have
Ungrateful.
not made it. I cooked my peaches and stuff to get them ready because I
right.
want everything Saturday to be fresh.
Yeah. Yep. So I just wanted to make sure, Dr. Angela, that you knew that we were in the presence of peach cobbler royalty, baby.
Wow.
She knows how to get it done. So
Dr. Angela's not eating peach cobbler. Look at that slick and fine figure.
I know, right. So Claire, you have any closing words for us?
Well, I think we need to enjoy life. No matter how you choose to enjoy it, but I think we need not be afraid to enjoy it. We think we have a lot of time here, and I think that's one of the things that with the Savvy Seniors, and we have talked about, we think we got a lot of time. And, and I look at the fact that I've had 68 years here, which is good, but some people don't get that.
Right.
So you need to enjoy your life. You need to continue to be kind to people. And that's really it. Be kind, enjoy life, because we don't know the day or the hour. And one of the things I can say is, when I look back over my life, I don't have any regrets.
Come on, preach.
And a lot of people can't say that. And sometimes you just evaluate what you've done. And I can say toward the end, what I'm doing now, no regrets. None at all.
That's a blessing.
I wouldn't change it.
Next
Nobody's
phase
life is
the best phase.
Yes, it is. I wouldn't change a thing about it.
Okay. Well, thank you, Claire. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Val.
Absolutely.
And thank you, listeners and viewers, for joining us on Ignite with Dr. Angela. Let's talk about it.
All right.
Good
Thank
job.
you.
Helping students read.